Rankin County, Mississippi is a very big county. You can be right in the city, you can be on the lake at the reservoir, you can be way out in the country, and there's a lot of places in between. And that's what we're going to break down for you in this video. What's up, everybody? My name is Jared Laster. I'm a realtor with Keller Williams right here in the Jackson, Mississippi metro area. And of course, this is the Living in Jackson YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure you get down there, hit subscribe, click the bell, because we've got lots of videos coming out, giving you information about the area, showing you around all the kind of stuff that you're looking for, that you hit those buttons. And if you are somebody who's thinking about making a move to the area, well, you're actually gonna have to take that just one step, just a little bit farther. You're gonna have to reach out to us. You got to, because we got your back moving here to the Jackson Metro. So go ahead, reach out, give us a call, text us, email us, DM us, or even break out your megaphone. You know, it don't matter how you get in touch with us as long as you do it, because like I said, we got your back moving here to the Jackson Metro. Now, part of the Jackson Metro, we've got three big counties. We've got the Rankin County side, we've got the Hinds County side, and we've got the Madison County side up there on the north. I think I'm reverse these two, east and west. I'm kind of thinking mirror. For you, it'll be Rankin, Hinds, Madison. Anyway, that's beside the point. We're not doing a geography lesson on the whole area this time. We're just doing it specifically on Rankin County. So we're gonna be looking at Rankin County. We're gonna break that down. We're gonna get on the computer, kind of like we did on the Madison County video that we did not too long ago. We're gonna do it for Rankin, and we'll do one coming up soon for Hinds as well. We're not gonna leave out Hinds County. And that's going to be before we start breaking down the rest of the area. So if you've got questions about different areas, make sure you leave those in the comments. Different areas you want to see kind of broken down and explained, and you want to know everything that's there and where to go and all that kind of stuff. And if we leave things out, there's questions we don't answer about Rankin County, make sure you let us know that in the comments. We got to have that feedback so we know what information that you're looking for. And for this video, we're going to jump back here. I'm going to pull up the map. We're going to go around, and I'm just going to show you where everything is, what's there, and just give you some helpful information, kind of get you oriented to the area, so that when you get here, you'll kind of know where everything is. Well, let's go ahead and get back there and get that map pulled up. All right, everybody, so here we are looking at Rankin County. You can see I've got it outlined here. And so it's on the east side of the metro. You can see there where it is right up here against the Pearl River, which the Pearl River is what the Ross Barnett Reservoir is made out of, with the dam and spillway that you see right there. That's along that northwestern border of Rankin County. Really the, well, western and northwestern. It's funny, there's kind of, if you zoom out, there is no northwestern part of Rankin County, but we do have Northwest Rankin High School right over here. So a little interesting thing to know there about Rankin County. But I want to break down some of the different areas in Rankin County, starting with the different cities that are there. We'll go to the smaller ones first. And so the three bigger, smaller towns in Rankin County are going to be Florence, Pelahatchie, and Puckett, with Puckett being the smallest one. And I've got tabs up here so that I can show you all of these different cities here. And there's my tab for Puckett. So here we are. This is Puckett, and you want to see here that right there in the very bottom corner. That's where Puckett is. But it is the smallest one as of the census in 2010. It was just 316 people there. They say maybe it's 348 now as an estimate. We don't have the numbers in from 2020 just yet. But very, very tiny little town there in the very far southeast corner of Rankin County. Moving up in size a little bit from there is Pelahatchie. Pelahatchie is over here again, just so you can see. It's that red spot there. Kind of central as far as north and south goes, but definitely on the far east side of the county. Right there is where Pelahatchie is. I think it's about 1334 as of that last census that we have the numbers for here as of the Wikipedia page. You can see both of those there on the map here again. They're over there. Pelahatchie is pretty close to I-20, whereas Puckett is very far south of I-20. It's down there off Highway 18. So if you are trying to get to the interstate and get somewhere, you are going to have to go a little ways to get there from Puckett. Next up, getting to the biggest small city in Rankin County is going to be Florence. down here, and just to show you, you can see where it is there. You saw it on the other map. Florence, about 4,100 people, maybe up to about almost 4,500 now, but still not a very big city, but very close to everything. Going back to the main map here, you can see you're right there on Highway 49. Now, right now, there is a ton of road work that's been going on Highway 49 for a long time. They have made a pretty good bit of progress, but it is still going on all the way, Richland to Florence and down that way. And so it is something to think about, because right now, if you're here right now, that's something you're going to have to contend with for a little bit. A year or two from now, maybe that's not so much of a problem, and you'll actually have some great roads there once it's all done. But right now, you are having a pretty good bit of construction going on, a lot between Richland and Florence there. But those are the smaller cities in the Rankin County area here. The rest of these you can see are kind of in this area, which it's kind of Google Maps here saying that this is the real part of the metropolitan area here. That's why it's shaded in gray. In reality, it probably extends a little bit beyond this. Florence is probably a little bit more connected to Richland than it looks here, and that is Richland, not Ridgeland. We do have Ridgeland up in Madison County, Richland in Rankin County, and yes, that can be confusing if you're telling somebody. You want to make sure you specify which one you're going to. But yes, Richland down here in Rankin County, and you've got a lot of industrial things there, shipping, a lot of things like that there, trucking companies, mechanical things, big, stuff like that, big industry type things are going on right there in Ridgeland, see here I am messing it up, in Richland, which is probably going to be the fourth largest city in the Rankin County area. But looking at the other three, the big three here, this says Jackson right there. That's just because Jackson does technically own the airport. So the Jackson Airport is actually in Rankin County. It's actually right there in the middle between Pearl, Brandon, and Flowood, which are the biggest three cities in Rankin County. Flowood by far being the smallest population-wise, that is. But Flowood definitely is growing, a lot of new development there. And one of the reasons Flowood is the smallest is because the city of Flowood has clearly put a lot more emphasis on growing commercially. They do have some industrial things along this area here, which that's Flowood Drive or Highway 468 as it comes through there. So you've got that come up that way. Most of your residential is going to be kind of north. This Highway 25 technically runs north-south, so north of Airport Road here, all the way up through this way, out to 471. That's where Flowood's going to stop, and I'll put this in here so we can talk about Flowood for a little bit. But here's your map of Flowood. This right here is actually going to be a big nature area that's going to be semi-developed as a nature park there for Flowood, so that's in the works, hasn't been done yet. But you can see there's nothing out there, no houses, no development, anything like that as far as residential or commercial. All that's down here. You've got a lot of medical things in Flowood, doctor's offices, specialists, things like that. And most of that is down here along Lakeland Drive between Airport Road and the Pearl River. So if that's something you're concerned about, you want to be close to medical facilities. You of course do have the bigger hospitals in Jackson, but you do have a lot of medical offices and specialists, different types of things there in Flowood, right along Highway 25. But once you get there past Airport Road, that's where most of your residential is in Flowood. And you can't really talk about Flowood, especially residential Flowood, without bringing up the fact that the reservoir area is basically right here along what we see Pelahatchie Bay. When we say the res, or the reservoir, we're pretty much looking at this area here. You see where it kind of comes around Fannin Landing Circle, and over here, this general area right here is kind of what we refer to as the res. And you've got several neighborhoods here, like Farmington Station is a big one there. There's several neighborhoods over here, Barnett Bend, 1, 2, 3. Those are going to be smaller homes, 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom homes. Most of the ones in Farmington Station are 3-bedroom homes. And so you've got a ton of residential development right here, I mean, basically in Flowood, but it's not part of Flowood. So Flowood, while it may be a smaller city, and to get you the actual number from the last census, it was 7823, but you can see some growth there because they're estimating out 9380. But Flowood is going to be bigger than it appears, because you basically got all these people that are right here in Flowood, but technically, statistically not in Flowood. So just something to know there. Flowood's also where you do have Northwest Rankin High School. They just built a brand new high school there, which will be opening up in the fall of this year in 2021. So if you got high school age kids, that's where they would be going to school if you send them public school. There's also 2 private schools in Flowood. You've got Jackson Prep, which is down closer to the city of Jackson along Highway 25. That should be it right about there, Jackson Preparatory School. And then on up here, out this way, right there, you've got Hartfield Academy. And so you got 2 private schools there, both of those highly rated schools. Don't ever hear about any issue at those schools, but the public schools also are rated highly as well, which is something we're going to get to. I want to talk about the whole school situation in Rankin County as a whole, and we'll get there, but wanted to cover these areas first to kind of give you the layout of where things are. But the reservoir there, and something else too here, the reservoir you will have if you live in this area, you would have a Brandon address. You would not have a Flowood address. But the difference is, instead of having a Brandon 39042 zip code, you would have a Brandon 39047 zip code. So down here in the city of Brandon, which is all the way down here along I-20, you would have that different zip code. But way up here on the other side of Flowood, you would still have a Brandon address. And so it kind of throws some people off. They're not familiar with it. Like I said, we'll call this the reservoir, the reservoir Brandon even. But that's what you would be looking at here. That's why it still is Brandon. That's just because Brandon's the county seat, and that's the way they set it up. And that really is from when Flowood was not quite what it is today. That's why you've got the differences there. But moving on around down here to the actual city of Brandon, right here along I-20, you've got Brandon and you've got Pearl, both of those very conveniently located on the interstate. Brandon being the older county seat of Rankin County, so you got a lot of the county offices there in downtown Brandon on Government Street or Highway 80 as it runs through there. You've got some great little parks in Brandon. I think little big baseball focused parks is what you've got there over at Shiloh Park, and the quarry, which is going to be over this way. You've also got the Brandon Amphitheater, which we have mentioned a couple times here. You can see where we have some shows and different things coming into town there. But right there next to Brandon, you have got the city of Pearl, and Pearl is where you have some of the newer, let's get Flowood off the map here, but right here in Pearl is where you have the newer, I wanted to say new, it's not that new anymore, it's the outlets of Mississippi. They're right here. You've got a lot of different shops there. You've got the Bass Pro Shops, you've got Sam's Club, and you've got Trustmark Park where the Mississippi Braves play there. So a lot of things here. They're still building new things there. A lot of that's now about 10, 15 years old. You know, some of those developments there are still relatively new, but you're getting a lot of more development along Riverwind Drive right here. So that's where you've got the big movie theater. That's where you've got a lot of your chain restaurants. And then you've got some more things up here along Pearson Road in Pearl. And they are actually working on a project where they will be connecting Pearson Road all the way up here to Treetops Boulevard in Flowood to have more direct access. And if I switch over to satellite view, I think you can kind of see, well, no, this is a little bit older look, but they are doing that. They are connecting the two. And speaking of roads that are in the process of being connected, right here on East Metro Parkway, this is actually going to be connected all the way over here, not to Cross Park, but all the way over to Cross Gates Boulevard, which will give direct access from I-20 straight up to Flowood there. So you'll have that way to get to I-20 from Flowood. You'll have this over here. You can take Luckney Road. So a lot of great roads, and let me tell you, they are needed because you will get some traffic backed up here on El Dorado Road at 5 o'clock because it's just a little 2-lane road, and everybody right now comes through here and takes this road and has to kind of sort it out when they get to Old Brandon Road there. So it'd be really nice once you've got this nice 4-lane road all the way down there into Brandon and over to I-20. And we already mentioned Richland a little bit. Richland right there along Highway 49. Like I said, you've got a lot of the industrial stuff there, some affordable housing, and there's a lot of affordable housing in Pearl and Richland. Brandon as well, not so much Flowood really. There's a little bit, not a ton. A lot of the stuff in Flowood's getting up a little higher in the price point. But you know, in Pearl, you can still find a house under 200,000, 150,000 even. You can find things in Brandon for around 150,000. Not a lot, but most of it's going to be up to more 200 or so. In Richland, it's going to be pretty close to Pearl. You can find things there for around 150,000. And all those, while you get those there, Flowood has a couple neighborhoods where you can find things under, maybe right at 200,000. Most of them are going to be 2 to 250 and up, and goes up a pretty good bit from there, 3, 4 to 500,000, with some of the newer stuff that you're seeing in Flowood. But remember, like I said, you do have all these neighborhoods right here that aren't Flowood, but you get all the benefits of being in Flowood because you basically are. You're just as much in Flowood there as you are in Pearl and some of these areas out here that are considered Pearl. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now I feel like that gives you a good idea of the layout. Now let's cover a couple little things here in Rankin County. One in particular here, so when I made a video about, I don't know, 10 months ago, I mentioned that Rankin County was a dry county, because yes, we do have wet and dry counties, as you can see here on the map in Mississippi. Now there's been some changes to the law, and some of this hasn't completely taken effect over the entire state yet. As you can see, you've still got these dry counties with wet spots in them, but Rankin County is now a wet county. So you've seen some liquor stores pop up. I've talked about some other videos. You've got some liquor stores at the reservoir where used to you would have to drive across the Pearl River either into Madison or Hinds County because they've been wet counties for a while. But you can now buy alcohol, liquor, whiskey, vodka, whatever you want. You can buy in Rankin County now, and you used to not be able to do that. So probably some more liquor stores coming, and I'm sure the guys over in Madison and Hinds County who own liquor stores over there are not too happy about it, because I'm telling you, everybody had to go across that river to get whatever you need, and there were stores, several stores right there across that border. So you know, hopefully those businesses can stick around. I hate to see any business suffer, but at the same time, you know, it's obviously more convenient that you can get that there in Rankin County. And switching gears completely again from liquor, let's talk about schools a little bit. So in Rankin County, now Rankin County, like we mentioned, is a big county. It's pretty huge. And in that entire county, except for the city of Pearl, which is in that light kind of beige tan color here, right here in the center, that's the city of Pearl. Everything else is part of the Rankin County School District, and you've got the different zones here all around the county. You'll notice you've got the Northwest Rankin elementary zones. That's because those schools all feed into Northwest Rankin High School. It's basically this kind of reddish color, the yellow, the green, the blue, and the orange. Those all are elementary school zones that feed into Northwest Rankin High School. But the rest of these out here, you've got Pisgah, you've got Pelahatchie over here. Down here you've got Puckett, McLaurin, and over here you've got Florence, and then Richland right there. And of course, you've got Brandon right here, dead center. Right, so you've got, you know, all these different school zones feeding into, well, these are completely separate zones here. The Northwest Rankin is the one that's got all these different elementary zones. But you've got all these different zones here, and they're all under the same umbrella of the Rankin County School District. So I wanted to tell you that before we talked about the school ratings. So if we look at the school ratings, and this is in the Jackson metro area as a whole, you see Pearl is rated as the number 3 best school district in the Jackson area, whereas Rankin County is rated at number 4. Both are rated well, obviously A- in their overall ratings on niche.com. But if you go in here and look at Rankin County, look at the schools. There's just so many schools. That's the thing. So you see you've got A- there for Northwest Rankin, B+ for Brandon High School, B. So really the point I wanted to make here is a lot of these other ones, like, you know, comparing it directly to Pearl. Pearl is just one school zone, basically, compared to all the different school zones that make up the Rankin County. So just telling you, look a little bit deeper into that. If even beyond just this website, if you're going to any website and looking at school districts, make sure you're looking at specifically the zone where you're going to be potentially living in. So just a little important note there. Well, I believe that is going to just about cover all of what is Rankin County. I'll pull it up here one more time so you can see, and then I will note that I was looking at the maps, and the last interesting fact I'll give you, the Pearl River actually is the real boundary of Rankin County. You can't see it because the reservoir here is covering up the original Pearl River. But if you look at the thumbnail I made for this video, you can actually see where the Pearl River almost touches Madison County right there. It just doesn't get very deep right there. So the Pearl River almost goes there. So you can be just about in Rankin County while you're over there in Ridgeland. So who knows? That doesn't really affect anybody, but there you go. That's Rankin County. All right, y'all, that's Rankin County, Mississippi. If you learned anything in this video, leave us a like down there. We really appreciate it. It helps us get this information out to more and more people with the YouTube algorithm. And of course, if you got any questions that we did not answer in this video, make sure you leave those in the comments. That will help us give you the answers that you want, and it could be the answer that somebody else needs as well. So we really appreciate you doing both of those. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the bell, and if you're somebody really thinking about making that move here, reach out to us. Give us a call, text us, email us, DM us, or even break out your megaphone. You know, it don't matter how you get in touch with us as long as you do it, because we got your back moving here to the Jackson Metro. Thank y'all again for watching. See ya.